Yeah.
That's cool. So then you ended up so you went to Florida. You came up. So were you and you were Trent Beretta, right? Were you guys together down at FCW and then came up together? I mean, was that because sometimes they'll bring people up that weren't doing anything in developmental like they were, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the Bastions were feuding and then they were brothers. So
yeah, I remember
were you guys
that.
partners in FCW?
Yeah. And one of the things I was told this, and then I saw this right away. One of the biggest differences with FCW and OVW. So, OVW was TV and there was angles and bookings, and FCW was more like, let's try stuff out on the TV show. So like you might be a heel one week and they want to, Office wants to see you as a baby face.
Oh yeah.
So like, I think I had one singles match there, or maybe two. And one night for TV, Trent and I were a team and we were heels, and everyone's like, oh, that was great. You guys look alike and, all that. And then the next week we got split up as a tag team, and he got put with Brian Cage, who's in, AEW.
Oh, I didn't know he was down there.
Yeah, he was Chris Logan. That's how I know him. And then the next week after that, me and Trent were a team again.
Oh wow!
And we just
it's probably because Cornette wouldn't go for that shit when he was doing TV and OVW.
Yeah. I know. I remember Jimmy. I remember when the Bastions got put together. He's had the whole summer. He had the whole summer booked out.
Yeah.
but yeah, so we're a team down there, and the story I was told. So Edge was down there. I don't know if he was rehabbing something or which, by the way, Rip, I remember when Edge came, it was early 2004. He came to OVW and he was healing from the neck injury. Then he broke his foot. You remember that?
Is that when he had the tennis shoes on?
And it was tackle dropped on. Edge tackled the guy, turned, hit the ropes, and he goes, I just broke my foot. And Rip, you said, see, guys, that's why we wear wrestling boots, not goddamn tennis shoes in the ring.
Yeah, well.
So he did that. He broke it at OVW?
Yeah. And then I remember Edge, because Rip, you knew Edge, right?
I know him from 97.
Yeah. And I remember he goes, thanks, Rip. I'm glad I can be an example to everybody. Yeah. And then
story with Rip and Edge real quick. When I was an extra at one of the WWE shows when Rip was still the head trainer at OVW or whatever, he was up there too. And it was all those guys, Edge, Christian, Benoit at the time too, but all of them in catering. As soon as they would see Rip, man, right over to the table, sit down. I remember Benoit had a stack of chicken breasts this high, cutting them up, not looking at anybody, sees Rip, drops everything, comes over, talks to Rip. All those guys from Canada, man, they were coming over, putting Rip over big time. They loved seeing him there.
Well, we had a lot of fun.
I bet.
It's all right, man. Sorry to cut you off there.
No. So I was gonna say Edge was down there, and we had a match. Trent and I had a match for a practice match with someone else, like for them. And then Edge, I told Michael, that's the story I got. Edge, because I got to know Edge through Brian Myers, who did the Edge head gimmick, Kurt Hawkins. Yeah, we were friends, and Edge told Michael, hey, he's like, dude, just bring Croft and Beretta. I mean, these guys are good. And then, but that's how I got the call. I was on the pier down here, and it was a Thursday. Like, hey, you're needed for TV on Sunday, because it was right around Christmas, so they're doing the weekend taping because instead of a Tuesday.
Yeah,
it's like, all right. And then it was kind of one of those deals where you're not told anything, and then we just we show up and like, all right, you're on TV tonight. So we debuted on ECW. Wow, and that's kind of how that went. Yeah.
Were you called the Dude Busters in FCW?
Yeah, and that was a name Trent had used on the Indies with his former tag partner Tony Nese. And
oh, really?
I think my reaction was the same. Everybody when they first hear it, it's like Dude Busters. What's that? But it's kind of funny and whatever. So we started calling ourselves that, and then when we got called up to WWE, which we were just Croft and Beretta, and then one day, I don't know, 6 months later, whatever, we showed up and on the TV, the matches for TV, it said the Dude Busters versus, Hart Dynasty or whatever. And I was like, oh, so I guess they're calling us that now. And they're like, yeah, we researched it for trademark and it's good to go. So all right.
So then,
Want
how
me to-
long were you up
want me
there
to
the
do-
second time, or how long were you up that time? And then,
Yeah. So
you don't
like, I
mind
was-
sharing, like, how did that end?
No, so I was in FCW for about a year, and then on the main roster for about a year, and so you know, same phone call, Laurinaitis. Which again, like I said before, I was kind of surprised because you know I thought they'd keep me around to work with guys and all that, but Laurinaitis calls me, hey Chris, hey, got some bad news, we're gonna let you go, and I was like, oh, all right, and so, but I had changed a lot at that time, and I had, like I said, I saw there were other things, I could do, and it doesn't feel good to be told you're not needed. And I was 30, about to be 31. I'd done it my whole 20s.
Yeah.
I said, now what? But then that's when I, got into teaching, and it's it's neat because it's funny because like that's why it's a lot of fun being here. It's like I think about it every day. And I can't believe it's been that long since I've been out of the ring, but like it feels like it was, a week ago.
Did they let Trent go at that time too?
No, which was really kind of bizarre. They kept him on, and then it was another like 2 years, and he kind of just did the same stuff we were doing before, and then he got let go.
So was there ever a reason to you? Did they ever give you like a specific reason? Like,
no, I think I remember Johnny told me he's like, I don't know if you just don't want to step on any toes, or he's like, you kind of just seem like you're happy to be here, which
other people are happy to be there and stay around 10 years. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and
exactly.
hide out. And
yeah.
none of it probably ever really makes sense. But
No, that's kind of how I always looked at it with everything they do.
so you knew
A lot
then?
of
Did you
times.
know you were just done? You didn't do anything after that, did you? Or did you?
No, because like it's like, man, I really had no interest in doing like mud shows or whatever. And not that there's only that out there, but I just was like, if I'm not not going to be making the money up here doing it, and it's not like I was making it, I was doing okay, but I was like, let's just see where this goes, and I'm going to pause, and because like I was just in a different place, than I was just even a few years prior to that.